Welcome to the second part of making a calculator in Scratch. Today we will learn how to make a percentage and power. Let's get started. We are going to create a new sprite, and this one we are going to call it percentage. So for this we are going to do the same thing for what we have done for others. We are going to create a block. So we are going to make an input 1, and then we are going to put a label. Let me just delete this first one. We are going to add a label, and we are going to call this percent off, and we will put a second input which will be 2. Now we'll make it run without screen refresh, and now we have the block. So for this we can actually just make it immediately give the answer, which will be first we will need a few joins. So let me just get those. Okay, now we have our joins. We'll put that here. We will put this input 1 and percent off, same way as we have in the block, percent off. Now we will put input 2, and now we have is equal to, and now for percentage we multiplied the two numbers and then divided by 100. So what we can do is we can get the multiplication and do input 1 times 2, and then we can get a division block, put that inside and divide it by 100, and we can put this over here. So now that should be a percentage. So we will ask 50% of 32. It should give us the answer of 16.
50% of 32 is equal to 16.
There we go, we have percentage. Now we are going to create power, and for this it is pretty hard because you will need lists and a variable. So we will make an input which will be 1. Now we will make a label which is put to the power of, to the power of, and we'll have to make a second input which will be 2. Now we will make this one without screen refresh, and now you will have to create a list. So in this list it will be for this sprite only, and we will call this power. Make sure it's for this sprite only, as it won't work if you make it for all sprites. Now this my variable that's there, we will rename it, and we will also call this power. Now you can keep the list open as we want to see what we are making. So first thing is that we are going to delete everything from this list. So we'll choose delete all of power. Then we will put these two blocks, and we will add input 1 and input 2 to power. Now we will add the input 2 minus 1. So we will get the item this, and we will get the subtraction, and we will minus we have to actually put input 2 minus 1, and we will put that over here. The reason we do that is if we take a number like 2 and put it to the power of 1, it will be only 2. So if you put anything to the power of 1, it will be itself. That's why we subtract this 1 so the code can work. Now we are going to set this power variable to 1, the input 1 times 1. So we will get the multiplication and set it to input 1 times 1. Now you will do the same thing as we did before, but instead of input 2, we are going to make it item 3, because that's what we had made before. And the reason we do this is because we have done we have set power to 1 times 1. So if we have 1 times 1, that means we have done one of the power steps, which means we subtract 1. So we have item 1 of power, we will change it to item 3, and we will do get the subtraction and put that inside, and minus 1. Now we put that in this, and now we don't need an item 3 since we have this. So we get the delete block, and we delete item 3. So now we have this. Now we are going to get an if then else block. So now if item 3 of power we'll get item 3 of power. We'll get the is equal to, which we'll put here, and we have to make it is equal to 0. Then what we will do is we'll get our text to speech and make it speak that, and now we'll get our joins. So join, we need 4 joins. We'll put that here, and now we'll get input 1, and now this will be put to the power of, and now we will put input 2 is equal to, sorry, I went into the stage, is equal to and now our variable power that we had made, it will be, because let's say we did 2 put to the power of 2. 2 put to the power of 2 is 4. So when we have done input 2 times input 2, input 1 is, that is like 2 times 2, which will give us 4. That's why we put this. But if not, we will get the repeat, and we will make it repeat item 3 of power, the list, times. The reason we do this is whatever is remaining is how many times you have to multiply power by input 1. So we will repeat this by item 3 of power. And what we will repeat is setting the variable power to itself times input 1. So we get input 1, and we get input 1, and we get the variable power, and we put that here, and we repeat this. And after we repeat it, then we will again get our speak block, and now we will make it speak. We can just oops, I deleted that. We'll just repeat what we had done. If else, then we will get the power, item 3 of power is equal to 0. Then we will speak that thing. Speak now our joins. Now we will get input 1 and input 2. Put to the power of is equal to, and now you will just get variable power. And now over here again we'll do that, repeat, and now we have to get item 3 of power, and now we again set the variable power to itself times input, we'll set and multiply it by power. So input 1 times power, and now we will get the speak thing. We'll duplicate that, and we'll just put it over here. So now we should have power, so we'll just test that over here. We'll make it 5 put to the power of 3, which is 5 cubed, which is equal to 125. So it should say 5 put to the power of 3 is equal to 125.
5 put to the power of is equal to 125.
There we go. We have made percentage and power in the calculator in Scratch. Thanks for watching.